So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans. Well, it's going out.
Hola, como estas ustedes? This is the Upper 90 Club. We are a Square podcast. Thought we were going to be the Bermuda Triangle, which I was really pumped and had a bunch of good jokes about, but we have a sneaky special guest on the pod, Mars.
Hola, Camara estás?
Wow, okay. Someone's been Duolingoing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you. All right. So a little bit different because, I thought Papa was going to be gone, but Papa's here. Papa sneaked on the train. Mars, where are you? What are you doing?
I had a dinner. They told me that.
So he's not very animated because he's on a train full of people.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Forcing him to talk.
I'm in a quiet car.
Okay. I was saying one thing. What's with your shirt? Because it's messing with my eyes. It's like an optical, walking optical illusion.
I went to a dinner and the train wasn't leaving for a while, so I stopped at this new place down by the creek. It's called Dan Flashes, and I picked up this shirt. It's got a very complicated pattern.
There's a lot of people there that was your exact style.
There's a lot of lines across more lines.
Is that brown on tan? I think it's brown on tan.
Yeah.
And you were on a company.
Black and gold, man. It's black and gold.
It actually is. Wait, so
you were at a company
at you
touching your shirt right now? People why is he touching your shirt?
I'm in the back.
Magic Eye Mars over there with his shirt.
Anyway, so I'm riding home, and I'm glad to join you guys this evening. I'm probably gonna have to drop when I get back, but
so
I'm
polite.
Pleased to listen to your witty banter as always.
Great. You don't look tired at all.
Nope. I'm not.
Would you just have bread and potatoes for dinner?
Yes.
If you're on a train, I feel like you should have one of those paper bags and a bottle in there.
I know. I got a belly full of wine. It's just lulling me to sleep here. So you should take it back away, Ben, and tip of the hat to you.
Can you say tip of the hat really loud on the train?
Oh, man, you got to do better than that. If you're going to do it.
I'm saying if you were on the New York subway, you could get away with anything. But the L is like...
You just got to get over that hump.
Way
and everything gets better after
classier.
that.
I'll do it for you. Tip of the hat! Hit that down! We're at a 6-point week, boys. Woo!
Yes, big week.
Yeah. How was everybody's week? So we're without Haas. So everybody say hi. I got Mort, Trey, and Mars kind of on a train.
Hola, Camara.
Would you on a train?
Good evening.
Oh, I love that. All right. So how was everybody's week? I feel like this week was a lot. We had 2 games, but we also had just everything.
Oh, I had
rain delay.
Oh my gosh.
Lots of lightning. Lots of wetness.
And we've got a short, busy week coming up too with July 4th and all that fun stuff. Anybody got any fun plans?
No.
Oh, I'm going to my neighbor's house. The shirtless neighbors. You guys remember that from last year and the year before?
How can we forget?
I don't believe in 4th of July. I'm an atheist.
Was this
I don't think that's how that works.
Went to? The pool party rave that Ben went to.
Oh boy!
You need to see if that's happening again.
It was on the news 2 days ago.
At yours place?
No, not at our place. It was at I'll send it to everybody.
Okay.
So is this for anybody who hasn't seen this for a while. They had something called Freak Fest, where this seniors in high school have been putting these parties on and selling tickets, but going to public places and taking it over like a flash mob and just having a party. And I think it's the coolest thing. Everybody in my neighborhood was so pissed, but I walked down there and bought a pair of shorts from the guys who make shorts and shirts for the party.
Wait, this was last time anyway.
Yeah, it was a year ago.
Yeah,
they did it again this year.
Okay.
And it was on the news. It was on national news. It was on Reddit, all over the front.
We've been hearing about.
Yeah. Oh, it's the best.
So it's like a takeover, but for a pool.
Well, this wasn't a pool. This one was
takeover.
but It's wild. Like I was watching a Crew game and I was in my house and I could smell weed and I was like, wait, what? And I like walked out front and there were people on top of cars twerking, dancing.
Uh-oh.
As the kids
peek behind the curtain. Ben lives in Blacklick.
Oh yeah.
So this is not, Hudson, Chittenden, anywhere that you would anticipate this happening.
No.
Twerking is just
over
its way out to his neighborhood.
I mean, Clintonville, maybe.
It just made it out to Blacklick last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it. We did it, boys. Well, we've got a lot to go over. 2 games, games.
Sir.
So, if nobody has nothing else,
I want to start doing like a best of the week because I had a best moment of the week because you missed out on the game on Thursday.
Oh, I did.
Yes, you missed on the game. It wasn't a good game it was a good game, but we got beat.
They were a very good team.
Co-ed indoor team.
But my favorite moment of the week was actually after the game because our friend Joe brought his son Owen. And, we go to the game, we run a lot, and he was totally out of water. So he asked his son Owen is like 10, his Finn's age. And I watched Owen go out, fill the water, and walk back, take a big old sip of the water, spit it back in the water, close it up, and hand it to his dad. And he's walking out looking at him. He was like, I saw that. He was like, ooh.
Why did he do that? Oh,
so Joe, if you're listening,
hey Joe,
I was thinking about telling you, but now you know.
Hey, to piggyback off that, Joe's son actually was the mascot walking out on Wednesday with Diego Rossi. So Rossi walked with Owen out at the beginning of the game. It's wild seeing
that.
He was a mascot.
Well, that's what they call the kids.
They dressed him as a cat. It was,
he was like a little cat.
He was just a little kitten. Just a little kitty.
An 8-year-old dressed in the full-grown adult crew cat outfit. No, it was wild. Like I saw him and gave him a bunch of high fives, and I was
awesome.
Pretty pumped. Yeah,
that's pretty sweet. Before you get into it, did you meet up with Tommy?
I did. We met up at half. They didn't seem like there were that many away fans at that game, which was kind of wild. He went to the Pearl before
on a Wednesday.
It is like 700 miles away.
On a Wednesday.
Oh, right. That was the midweek. Yeah, that was the midweek game.
Yeah, kind of a bummer. But I do have a photo because we hung out at half. He made his way back up to the supporters section at halftime, like at the end of half before the kickoff, and Crew Cat was there and messed with him the entire way. I have a picture of like Crew Cat basically pushing him into the wall because he was wearing a United jersey, and Tommy's wife is like cracking up. It was pretty funny. It was well done. Fair play to Crew Cat. All right, Trey, take her away.
Hey, what happened?
Facts that could save your life.
All right, Wednesday, June 25th, 2025, in the friendly confines of lore.com, the Crew of Columbus faces off against Atlanta in front of a reported 20,420 diehard fans. The weather was beautiful, with temps hanging around the low 80s as Columbus attempted to right the ship against a struggling Atlanta side. This match saw Columbus return to form as they dominated the black and red in nearly every category, including possession, with the 63 to 37% advantage, total shots, shots on target, big chances, accurate passes, accurate long balls, 44 touches in the opponent box to Atlanta's 18.
No square.
Let me say that again. 44 touches in their box to 18. Nuts.
Yeah.
The XG was the highest I have seen it all season, with the Crew at 3.58 to Atlanta's 1.88. And I guess that shouldn't be too surprising with all of the touches in the box. You're bound to score. Haas, you're not here.
American Haas here.
Oh, Haas made it here.
Yeah. Stawaski from half plays the ball out right to Morera. Morera plays it back to Chambeau. Chambeau finds a streaking Herrera through the Atlanta backline like General Sherman in 1864. Herrera brings it down with an outstretched right foot into his left and bangs it hard past the diving senior citizen. 1-0 Columbus Crew.
Wow.
No,
All
American
right.
Haas. American Haas is
He knows his American
familiar
history.
with the tension of General
Of the,
Sherman and
that's what I'm talking about.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Lancaster's own General Sherman. All right. 32nd minute. Why don't you give us another one there, American Haas?
All righty then. Old man Bush playing with the ball in his hands, fakes a toss left, then tosses middle to Shambo. Shambo finds Gas Dog up the middle. The dog drives it forward by finding Russell Rowe streaking forward. Jason gains control and drives into the 18, gets tangled up with the defender, maintains control, turns and gains a yard of space for the shot, which goes near post by Guzan. 2-0 Crew.
Wow.
All right.
I can't tell if it's your accent that's messing you up or reading's hard.
Oh, reading is really hard.
Was that the one that was right on the...
All right.
Go.
All right. So 10 minutes later, almost on cue, 42nd minute, American Haas, bring it again. What do we got?
Woo!
I'm going to read this slower because it's easier. Atlanta playing with the ball in the back. Jason Russell Rowe with a good positioning and causes the Atlanta defense to cough up the ball to Diego Rosé at the top of the Atlanta 18-yard box. Rosé drives into the box and lays it off to left to Russell. Russell Rowe finishing it for his second over the game pass spread. And it's gone 3-0 Crew.
Woo! Is that the inline one?
Right.
Was that the one where he scored in like an insane, like right on the inline near post? Third goal was like where he
that was second goal.
Oh man,
second goal.
If
third
you want to
goal,
listen to what I said and not what I
know
meant.
it was described very well and read semi well. So that takes us into halftime with Crew up 3-0, and coming out of halftime. Oh, before half, sorry, 45th plus 1. Latte Lot earns the yellow for the late challenge on our baby boy Zawadzki, and so that takes us into halftime with Crew up 3-0. Coming out of half in the 50th minute, Herrera earns the yellow card for throwing the ball away. Kind of petty, but, happens. 56th minute, American Haas.
Atlanta scores a goal for 3-1.
Okay,
cool. Game's
3-1. 73rd minute, yellow card for Atlanta's Will Riley for a late challenge on Sadic. 81st minute, yellow card for Efron Morales. And 88th minute, Slitch for the two-handed shove on AZ earns a yellow card. This game ends with Crew up 3-1 and earns them a second victory in a row. And we're going to move on to Sunday as the Crew faced off against the Philadelphia Union. Sunday, June 29th, 2025. Again, in the friendly confines of lower.com, the Crew faced off against the Union of Philadelphia in front of a reported 20,559 home faithful. The weather was hot and wet with threats of weather delay throughout the entire first half. Columbus led this game statistically, and the momentum in the first half belonged to them. This game changed in the second, and Philadelphia was able to gain some footing and proved to be a difficult team worthy of their first-place position in the Eastern Conference. Starting for the Crew, you had Bush in the back, Chaberko, Zawadzki, Morera, Lassi Lapalainen, Sadic, Nagbe, and Farsi through the middle, Shambost, Rossi, and Gazdog up top.
It was a strange formation. It's more like they played two on top in that game for the first half a little bit.
Yeah, it's like we had played like
in the second half we played totally differently.
Yeah, totally. We had three center mids there. We had like Shambo, Sadic, and Nagbe clogging up the middle, which seemed to work.
Did you call him Sadic?
Pronunciations brought to you by the idiots of Upper 90 Club.
Speaking of things happening quickly, Philadelphia with the earliest yellow card I have ever seen. 6 seconds. Bedoya was beaten by Lassi down the left, and he pulled his shoulder from behind, resulting in the early card. I couldn't tell if this was spite from the referee or what happened.
It was a yellow card. I thought it was.
Based on
seconds.
the number of yellows that came out, I don't think it was spite.
Even Twelman said, "This is early, but by the book, this is a yellow."
Yes.
If it happened in the 20th minute, nobody would be reacting.
Not
Old
nearly
man
as
Bedoya
much.
it right back.
I know.
It
Knees are creaking.
couldn't have happened to a different guy. Am I right?
32nd minute. Good Jesus earned the yellow card for his assault to the back of Gas Dog's head. 35th minute. Lukic earns the third yellow card for the Union as he sweeps Mo Farsi off his feet, not in the good way. And 45th plus 2. Ben.
Hello here, tip of the hat. I'm American Haas. The good boy receives the ball on the left wing from the crossfield ball from the Shambo. Brings it down with his chesticles and one times it back to Sadic. Sadic takes his time surveying the field before lacing a ball through the Union's defense to Lassie. Come here, boy! Woo! Who plays the one-time cross behind the 3 Union defenders onto the right foot of Mo. Farsi just outside of the 6-yard box. He one-time his passes to Blake into the back of the net. It's a goal for Columbus.
What a ball.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? Was it a goal?
It's a
For Columbus!
great
the
goal.
beautiful pipes of Chris Dorn that I can only imitate. All right. Coming out of the extended half because of the weather delay, Columbus brought on 3 subs. Russell Rowe in for Sadic, Herrera in for Chiberko, and Aliu in for Lassie Lapalainen.
Give me, boy!
50th minute, Gas Dog earns the yellow for taking out Danley of the Union. I'm not sure he ever even saw him coming, but either way, it was a bad tackle and deserving of a yellow.
At that point, he'd gotten fouled like 700 times.
Yeah,
like,
but
they weren't pulling punches on him.
I would say this,
specifically.
about 2 minutes later, he probably should have had the red. Because
Oh, nope, you're right. Wait, which play?
he had a tackle about 5-10 minutes later where he was late again, and he just a free kick. But if he didn't have a yellow, he would have a yellow.
So 50th minute, Gas Dog earned the yellow. 65th minute, the douche Kai Wagner earns the yellow for the chip on Farsi as he ran by him, and he could have had at least 3 yellows before.
Yes.
Minimum. That guy's
100%.
That guy's trash.
With the worst tattoos on the best biceps. 79th, the Union with another card.
As they say.
As Olivas is late to the play and gives Bush a couple studs as he goes to clear the ball downfield. I mean,
looking at the replay, it really wasn't that bad.
No,
he ran by him.
People wanted the red and VAR and everything, and I looked at the replay. I was like, no, he ran into him late. It's a yellow. It's fine,
but Bush did what he needed to do to get to because at that point they were like pouring it on, right? So it kind of was able to like slow it down and get the momentum back on our side. Because right at 80, the little momentum, little Graphy McDude has us like starting balling after that. So
we love Bush, and he wanted some too.
His steps in.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
He was out there.
Mm-hmm.
So 88th minute, Dinley with Philly's last card of the evening as he is beaten and gives the dog a slight tug, causing him to crumble. 90 plus 1, Taha whacks Wagner.
Good.
Earning him the yellow. No sympathy here.
No.
He just left a leg in late. It is what it is. He got the yellow
I think
card.
he did that like a minute after coming on.
Yes.
Well,
no, he totally did.
But I wonder if he wasn't just like, I got this guy. Like, I have a card to give. I'm going to go after him.
All right. This game ends with the Crew up 1-0 and is their 3rd win in a row. Columbus will next play Seattle out in Washington on July 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
Another Sunday.
I would highlight
Sunday
the best part of part of the second half. The best highlight of the second half was they put Max Arfsten's goal onto the stadium and showed it like to the crowd, like in the what was it? It was probably like 65th, 70th minute, and the crowd went wild and they all started singing USA and Max and all that stuff. It was great.
Nice.
I love that. Did they give the? Did they show the video of him giving the penalty away?
No, they did not show that.
All right, Trey. Tell us about those tables.
Just tables! 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 I can't know how to hear any more about tables.
All right. Currently in the Eastern Conference, we've got Philadelphia sitting in first place on 40 points. Cincinnati in second place on 39 points. Nashville third with 38 points. And Columbus in fourth place on 37 points.
One game back from Supporter Shield, boys.
We talked about how big this game would be. If we let them win this one, it would be very hard. But now we're in the thick of it.
Correct. And I mean, currently Supporter Shield standings are Philadelphia first, San Diego second, Cincinnati third, Vancouver fourth, Nashville fifth, and Columbus sixth. But every one of these teams is only separated by a total of 3 points.
Or
40
less.
For Philly and Columbus at 37.
Man, this happened last year, right? I felt like it was pretty bottlenecked up at the top.
No, I mean, it's wonderful to see the parity within the league and especially the Eastern Conference at this point.
Yeah, it is a drop down now. 4 point down to Orlando. And obviously, it's 8 point down to Inter Miami, but they have 4 games less played.
Yeah.
But they're going to be they might be pretty tired by the time they get back, hopefully beat down. But after that, it's like a disconnect. You know, you have...
They're going to be tired from carrying around all that money.
Yeah, Red Bull's down on 29, right? So it's a long way down after that.
It sounds like a song.
Well,
yeah,
it should be.
Twister. Long way down. So Jugu Gals. Great.
Do we have a Cirque stat?
This is Steve Cirque, and this is a Cirque stat.
Yeah, actually, GCG Bag commented, "Hey, Steve, with Bush, Sean, and Darlington all starting, it has us wondering, what's the most amount of Ohioans that hashtag Crew 96 has ever started in a single match?" Great question. Yes, Cirque came back and said 6 versus Portland, July 7th, 2013. I dubbed it the OH10 since Crew won 1-0. Everything about that I love so much. So many puns on so many levels. Now, question, do you guys know 2013, can you guys name at least 3 of the people? So there's 6 total, and there was actually 7 with an unused sub. I don't know if you guys saw the...
what was the year?
2013.
2013.
Oroke was playing on that team.
Pronunciations.
Yes, Danny was playing.
O'Rourke.
It's Irish in Norwegian.
Okay. That
I played with his brother.
Must have been Will Trapp.
Yeah, Will's one.
Yeah.
Let's see. It would have been
Matthew Lamson.
Okay.
And one from Lewis Center. His name was Chad
Barson.
Chad Barson. One from Copley. You guys should know this one.
That's Josh Williams. Yep, Copley.
That's Josh Williams.
Nice.
We already got Will Trapp. And one more from Mars's hometown of Dublin.
Oh.
Can you name it?
Coach's son.
Coach's son.
Yeah. What a Warzia.
Yeah.
Yay.
Conrad Warzia. And Ben Spees from Stowe was an unused sub that day. Man, 6 Ohio people. Yeah, it feels good, man.
That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then do we also have a double? We have a Bobby Puerto Rico?
Bobby Puerto Rico.
I'm Bobby Puerto Rico.
Bobby Puerto Rico, which is at Rob_Crew PR on X. Get off X, dog. Get on that blue skis. Says 42 at 42 minutes. Fact, this is one not so fun for Darlington Nagbe. With that foul, the Columbus Crew captain, Darlington Nagbe, is the first MLS player to sustain 800 career regular season fouls. Another testament to his long-term success, dependability, and toughness. Also, super sexy body made of steel.
He forgot to, I mean, he should have put press resistant. That is literally what that man is.
Yeah.
Like, there is no way that it's amazing what he can actually sustain as he's being assaulted.
Yeah.
That's interesting that this happened during this game, because I said to Finn, another foul on him. He's the most foul player in MLS history. So Finn said, "Is that true?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure." And obviously, there must have been around the 800.
More Trajamas.
Yep.
Well, we're going to probably get into that and more after this break. We'll be with
a real trap.
Have you or a loved one been affected by the Columbus Crew? Do you wish that there was a space to talk about all things crew and capybaras? Well, you're in luck. We here at Discord Deck have built a home for crew fans near and far. We have more than just crew discussions and are more than just crew fans. We have a book club, MLS Fantasy League, and much more. If you'd like to join our weird little family, then go to our website, discorddeck.soccer, and click on Join Server, discorddeck.soccer.
Side effects may include giddiness, excitement that lasts longer than 2 hours, we are not a cult, and strong opinions for the color purple.
And we are back. And it only took us, 30 minutes for that break?
Probably.
We lost Mars. So
yep. He got off the train and he got off the pod.
Yeah, he's off the train. So
and we're off the rails.
It's about to
we're off the rails.
Yeah, it's been bad.
And Haas is still. We didn't say where Haas was at. He's actually at the Sinkane concert. Sinkane is pretty much just one guy, Ahmed Galib, who is actually from Columbus. And he has been of Montreal, Caribou. He toured around with David Byrne for a while. But his long-standing band that he's had since 2009, 8, something like that, is a band called Sinkane. And actually, Haas and Himmel were his backing band for a number of years. And Himmel actually recorded his first record.
That is pretty cool.
Sinkane's super cool. At this point, it's like an Afrobeat kind of style thing. It's
for a listener, Himmel is Mars.
Yes. Himmel is Mars. And actually, Mars is, I would argue, the best drummer in Columbus, period, when he was here. It probably still is. He was so good.
Is he better than his wife?
Well, they'd have to duke it out.
They'd have to
I'd like to see that.
She can drum too.
Yeah.
Quite the talented family. And friends. But that's
They're
where
good at beating it.
Yeah, so Haas is at the Sinkane show. So check that out if you can.
Miss you, Haas.
Miss you, Haas.
I'm
just glad he's alive, because he had a very, very long weekend.
Yeah, he had a rough Saturday, but
and then he bailed early on Sunday. Yeah.
Let's start out here. So 6 points in 2 games. I don't. Did any of us say that we were going to get 6 points in 2 games? I think maybe one of us or something like that. This was a phenomenal stretch. I mean, Atlanta was terrible.
No. A lot of us
not only 6 points in 2 games, but 9 points in 3 games.
Yeah.
Don't forget that we did beat Vancouver.
Yes.
Like a solid contender. So a stretch that we have been worried about with Vancouver, with Atlanta, when they were supposed to be good, and currently with Philadelphia. Like, this was supposed to be a stretch that we were all kind of quivering in our seats about.
And Vancouver came back with a vengeance and beat the LA away as well. So it's still a good team. So that victory feels even sweeter now.
And for the listeners, we did do our homework. We know Vancouver was missing a number of players. Philly was missing 5 that were they were missing Barbo, they were missing Sullivan, they were missing Uri. I get that we were missing Arvston as well, but I mean, this run of games has been great. And if you rewind back a couple of weeks, we were kind of talking like, we're kind of starting to slip. We hadn't won a game. I think we had like 5 ties or 4 ties and a loss, and people were kind of
or something
bummed.
5,
yeah, it wasn't great, but this is the type of bounce back heading into the final leg of the season that you kind of need. And
this is Nancy ball. When Nancy gets some time, and we felt good about the fact that we get a little extra break, because he knows how to make adjustments. He knows how to get the team ready and then go execute. And he makes some I would say, brave choices for some of these games.
Right.
One of them for me would be Lassie. And Lassie, I would say, played excellent.
Yeah, and I kind of want to get into that. So let's go ahead and read the internet. All right, on the subreddit Massive, someone Dare to Be Massive posted the post-match quotes from the Philadelphia game. I'll tell you what, whoever did this did us a solid. If they can post the post-match quotes, just, reading, I went down through it. It's been phenomenal. So I kind of wanted to go over some of this stuff and hear what Wilf had to say about the game. So as far as Philly, the first question was on the physical play from the Philadelphia Union tonight and how it impacted the match. He said, we responded in terms of the battle because this game was about battling. We did well on that, so it's okay. Man, I completely forgot how dirty Philly is. Trey said that like years ago, and I was like, no, they're not. They're like young and like tactful and stuff. And it's like every game I've watched, I'm like, dude, they had 17 fouls this game?
Six yellow cards?
6 yellow cards?
Yeah.
Dude, it's just, and it's the type of crap that every time someone passed the ball, they would always get like a shove or a push or like a little kick, when it's just like the professionalism is just dog crap. It's just so frustrating.
So a little part of me doesn't hate this, because if this were my team, I would kind of want them to play like that, just a little bit chippy, just, make every other team earn it against you.
Sure.
But man, playing against them, it is so petty.
Well, Bradley Carnell, or whatever this guy's name is, he was
the new coach for Philadelphia.
Yeah, the new coach for Philadelphia that had that successful early start with St. Louis. And they're very, very pragmatic. They weren't pretty to watch. They're very going on emotion. And I can see why actually he gets this boost with a better team. I would argue that this, even with losing, for example, Gastag and all that, is a better team than St. Louis is.
Sure.
Not that emotionally. And that's, at the same time, this is why these kind of coaches don't last very long, because it's a very emotional, they drive this like high energy thing. And this is why I also think that Philly will not be the champion this year. It's one of those things, I think it's one of those things that are going to wear off to a point, because over time, that pragmatic, like physical thing where you have to work really hard, and
I mean, it wears and tears on them too, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that type of like high energy, like how do you get those guys up every single week for
that being said, we did not have our normal play, and they made it difficult on us, and they switched it off how high they're pressured. First half they sat low. They didn't touch the ball before it hit the half circle. In the second half, they pressed high, like they were like Red Bull. And we got in trouble a little bit more in the second half when they put that under there. But then again, there should probably have been a couple of red cards in this game, probably 1 or 2 for them, and possibly 1 for us. With
I'm gonna have to come back.
Been caught up.
Yeah, Kai Wagner should have not been on the field after 65 minutes or something like that. That guy was just, I mean, especially
that guy.
Yeah, and he's a good player, but like that style of just chippy, attacking, fouling, dirty style play is just like, man, I get it. CONCACAF, I get it.
Lukic, no bueno, as we called him last night.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, the other thing too is there was a rain delay, and that does, they made adjustments for sure. And when you on your heels and you get an extra 30 minutes to think about it, that's in your favor. We've seen it before. I was very nervous about coming out there. We've seen it before with rain delays where we are up and the other team has the time to adjust. And they did a good job. But, man, having Savatsky back. Yeah, and I do want to touch on that for just a second, because they had 0 shots on goal.
Yeah.
That stat is bananas. I mean, the number one team in the league, you held to 0 shots on target. Was it good to have Bush back there? Yes. He played phenomenal. He was stoic as crap. He for a third string, I feel like he starts on half the teams in the league. I mean, same thing with Hagan. Like he also starts. I mean, we are blessed in the back, which
hashtag
blessed in the back.
Blessed in the back.
Blessed in the back.
Blessed with that Bush in the back.
Can't say that. So we saw 3 subs at half. So we started out the game with, clogging the middle with 3. We had, Sadich, we had Shambo, we had Nagbe. So they ask on if the crew planned to make substitutions at halftime or were those results of the rain delay. Will said, no, it was planned already to make the subs. After that, we had to wait a little bit more to start again. So the players that were coming in, Russell Rowe coming in for Sadich, we know that that switches how we play. Like that's how that.
No, I was surprised that happened, by the way, because I think Sajic, if I look at the ratings, it wasn't great. I thought he played great.
He's a good player, man.
Philly game. Yeah. He was good. He had 2 times he had like these tackles where he dove in and like really we don't see crew players like slide and really go in on a tackle like that. Usually it's very clean how we defend. Yeah. He went twice. He went in like it's one of those, if you get it wrong, it's like a red.
Yeah, I feel like that's a product right, it's of like him being a little bit older.
The crowd get all pumped up. And in his case, he had 2 of those in like the first half. That was like, wow, he really like made a statement defensively.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Jack and Jason Russell Rowe come in for him, I was like, all right, cool. We're reverting back to what we normally do. I really like Herrera back there. He came in from Chiburko. Man, that guy is a baller. And I would argue he has earned a position in the starting back 3 with Moreira, especially what he provides moving forward. I think the only issue is he's not naturally left-footed. He would be better on the right. So we have Chiburko and Amundsen on the left. They're left-footed. It makes more sense. But that guy is awesome. I know Keith Noss actually sent out something today where it doesn't appear that his club team is going to activate his sell. Like they said that they're open to having another year with him here, but they're not selling him, which makes me think they're starting to look at him like, yeah, we kind of want him back in a River.
Yeah,
he's a River player.
Finn
right?
said during this game that this is his favorite player.
Dude,
he loves Herrera, and I have to say I have a soft spot for him too. Especially, I know we're talking 2 different games. And obviously his goal against Atlanta was great. There was like a little bit of a Cucho-ish,
yeah,
coming in there and having like the composure and hit the corner there. And of course, coming in, I think he made a difference again. But to your point, Russell Rowe coming in for Sejic in the game against Philly. Russell Rowe needs more rest than a couple of days, I guess, because he did not look sharp at all. And I can't tell you how many times he reacted slowly and just was out of sync in this game. He was great against Atlanta, but against Philly, he was really a non-factor.
Yeah, you have to wonder if that's and I know Nancy said it, the weather delay didn't have anything to do with it, but it does mess with a player's tempo and the way they're into the game, and it does take longer to get back into it. But
he came into it. He came into it. He wasn't on the field.
I know,
he should
but
be ready
still,
to go.
I mean, when you're sitting on the bench and then it's a 45-minute halftime, and I don't disagree with you. It just.
It seems really just like he was not, and you would have expected him to be at least sharper than the ones that have like been sitting for 45 minutes.
Yeah, but they also changed how they played. So he came into the game after watching a half like, all right, cool, man, here's what I'm going to do. Here's how I'm going to exploit the space. Here's what I'm going to, how I'm going to run. Here are the, he's getting in his game, like in his mind, and they shocked the entire team. Like, I mean, they outplayed us probably the second half.
Well, and it's interesting. I mean, one of the things that was asked to Nancy in that post in the post match was on if he informed the players entering as substitutes in the first half prior to the delay or after it had concluded.
Oh yeah.
And his response was, I did it already. It was clear in my mind what I wanted to do. To be honest, I was like, I should have waited a bit, but it was clear what I wanted to do. That's what I said before. I mean, so he alludes to the fact of you tell them too early, they get too up, and then they have to wait, and then they're on the field. So I think it does mess with the player's mind. You know, when they're going into halftime, expecting a 15, 20-minute halftime, come out, play hard, and it turns into 45 minutes, and then a warm-up, and then...
And also a team that, that Philly... I know we talk mostly about the Philly game again. Came out on the offensive, and we know it's going to be more of a battle. It's going to be a battle, try to ride it out, and obviously we did really well at that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a complete testament to. I still think Moreira also had an absolute baller game. I think he saved one. Someone got in behind, and I don't know why that.
There was a couple. There was like he made like two. I think it was two different situations. One of them he created himself. He made the error.
And
then he made up for it like so well. And there was another one where
he guy to the end line.
He did that a couple times this game. He just bodied the guy out.
He's a physical specimen. That's what it is. He's like a beast.
Yeah, he did what Nagbe does, but I think the North Star of that defense is Zawadzki. I mean, having him back these last 3 games, we're starting to click again. And
I think it does allow Moreira and Chiberko to play differently when it's Amundsen or Herrera in there. And I'm a big fan of Herrera. Not
sure
anything negative towards that, but it does give them more freedom to do what they're allowed to do when Zawadzki is in the middle of the field.
Sure.
I want to add one more thing. Gas Dog. And I really felt bad that he didn't get his goal against Atlanta. Great game against Atlanta. I thought he was great again against Philly. But they pulled him back in more of a. He was playing deeper. I know, like in the
they were beating the crap out of him.
Oh well, he was paying it back too.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree.
Good.
But.
Yeah, and I thought he had a great game. I can feel now. I see the conversations when you sit at the stadium. You see they're talking, they're walking up to each other. I feel like he now is a part of the. He's not like the new kid anymore. He's a part of the group. And I think when he gets that goal, and he will get that goal, the whole freaking team's going to be there.
Do we need to stop looking at him and waiting for that?
No, I know, because I think he's making a difference.
I know he's on a crap ton of money, and we extended the contract, and I get all that. I'm not disagreeing with any of that. But can we just appreciate him for how good of a player he is?
I think if we're winning, we can.
Yep.
I think if the goals are coming from, Mo Farsi, assisted by Lassie Lapalainen, give me a boy!
Jason Russell-Rowe getting 2.
Yeah. I mean, he's coming. Yeah, he came good the last 4 or 5 games or something like that. If we're winning, then something is obviously clicking and right. And optically, looking at him on the field, you're like, yeah, he's great. But we were linked via Tom Bogert, who is legit AF, linked us with a guy with the last name, I think it was Lieutenant Picard from Star Trek, Hugo Picard. He is a French footballer. He plays in League 2 for Guingamp.
Pronunciations.
Probably Guingamp.
Oh, well, I guess that's how you say it. I'm looking at it as Guinea Pig.
I flunked in French. That was my weakest class ever. So don't take it from me.
I don't know. I mean, this looks like so it's a U22 initiative, correct?
Correct.
Yes, it is a U22, and I don't think we have many of those going.
They're comparing him to Ricky Puig. He's a number 10.
Okay, has he been in Barcelona since he was like 6 and
yes, he is not.
Plays? Exactly. So he's not Ricky Puig.
He's not Nance had him. That's where he cut his teeth from 2015 to 2019, which would have made him 12 to 16, because I guess you can sign when you're 12 years old.
Well, and it's looking like the transfer fee is around $2 million.
Wild.
I know.
Seems like a lot, but I mean,
he speaks French. We like that.
Yeah, I mean, and we know that Issa Tall has a direct line to, I think, just the French league in general. That's where he was at prior. So
this is just screaming of a let's wait and see mentality. It seems like a lot of money, but he's going to be a U22, which I believe it's not going to hit nearly as hard.
Yeah, and it's not DP. It's still got that available.
Right.
But you know, the
still
mix,
money from...
There's some rules about the mix you can have, but I don't think we really have a lot of U22 right now.
No, we got rid of Matan.
I think Aliu might be on one.
Maybe. I don't think so. I think he's O22, as in over. Nailed it. All right, down crickets.
I think Aliu is actually because he's been here. He's not even taking up
so he's 23. So
yeah.
Oh, wild.
Yep.
So keep your ear to the ground for that. I don't think there's a lot on him. I know I'm staring at his Wikipedia and there's like 7 words. So that's that. Let's talk.
Wait and see.
Yeah. So at the game during the weather break, they showed Max's goal, right, for the national team.
Sure.
Oh, it was great.
And then they showed the PKs after that.
Actually, they didn't start to show that. We were walking out, and we were walking behind like the club, kind of the club level, by where we sit, and they had it on there, so we all stopped and watched it through the window. We didn't know they actually put it on the big screens on the stadium.
Did they put it on the big screen in the stadium?
They ended up very late to do that.
Oh,
I was told by somebody else, but we were like staring through the window like kids in a candy store. Like you're standing there, like peeking at
like Willy Wonka.
Martin, you been in a candy store recently?
I've been in a candy store when I was a kid, and that's what I did. I was peeking
40,
through because my parents told me not to go inside. You can peek through the window.
They have one at Polaris.
We have one in Grove City. Strassers.
They're awesome. Oh, man. I'm so
I mean, I tell you what, if you are ever in downtown Grove City, across from Blue Lily's,
I won't be.
Which is a very, very good restaurant. Strassers Candy Store, and they have like the ice cream you can get along with like the penny candy and great place.
Do they have the candy bars have like scorpions in them?
I believe so.
Do they have black licorice? Because that's the only thing.
Yes, that I believe they do.
Oh yeah,
they salted black licorice,
and they have like little toys for the kids to buy, so it's not like bankrupt the parents' time.
Yeah.
Dude, salted black licorice. I got that at World Market because of Mort, and it is the worst thing I've ever.
Oh my god!
in my entire life.
Only the best candy because nobody wants it.
Green
I get it all.
It's great. Is the best.
Green licorice.
Green apple licorice.
Ooh,
amazing.
In general, licorice is gross.
Speaking like a kid in a liquor store, as I call it, because I say that
kid in a liquor store.
Because
where's the anise?
Because I say that to anybody when I walk around the liquor store and I'm looking and I can't. I'm walking around looking and I'm looking. And somebody else is in there. It's like, it's like a kid in the candy store, isn't it? And I say that every time, like a big dork. Yes.
Yeah, we know. Anyways, so Max, man, the amount of hate he got and he has been getting for the USMNT is so frustrating. Has anybody been reading any of the things or getting on the internets and seeing
I have read about like it was at The Athletic or ESPN where they said like the highest ratings and the lowest, like the winners and the losers, and he was on like the losers list. Yeah,
and he was on FOTMob's player of the match.
But I would argue that was before the latest game. And I would argue that anybody that didn't play should probably be on the losers list.
Sure.
Not the guy that actually started.
It's just, I got a soapbox here. I'm going to just talk about him for like 1 minute. So basically, they have him playing in a back four that, out of possession, he is on an island on the left side. Tim Ream does not back him up on the left side like Cheburko does or something like that. So everyone is like, he's really good going forward, but like he's bad one-on-one defense. I'm like, if your left back is playing one-on-one for the majority of the game, you're doing a bad job.
I need to cut you short before you go down a rabbit hole that we just can't pull you back out of, Alice. Max Arfson, we thought all played really well, but we would much rather see him back in the black and gold.
Yes.
Sure.
He's going to get sold at some point. Unfortunately,
is he, or my biggest worry is that he is not the guy that probably had the big risk of being sold. I am more worried about Sawatsky.
Yeah, I again,
I'm not.
Yeah,
He's
I don't.
I would argue that Sawatsky is maybe the most important player on this team at this point.
He may be, but like people or other teams are not going to buy on importance to the team. They're going to buy it on potential.
Well, they're idiots because
Max
Sawatsky
Arfson
is a baller.
I don't disagree.
No, I know.
He's a Swiss Army knife, which means
Potato.
nobody's gonna get used correctly. He's not gonna get used correctly. People are gonna buy him thinking he's one thing and he's not. He's more of that Busquets kind of role. Like he's the third, fourth fiddle on a team, but he's the glue that keeps everything together.
Yeah.
So if you're asking me who do I want on my team, Sawatsky.
100%.
But Arfson's gonna get sold for more.
Sure. I mean, attackers always get sold for more in general. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I mean, either way, it's good business because he's on, he came up from Crew 2. Same thing with Sawatsky. I just hope that trend continues. That is my hope and prayer. Thoughts and prayers.
So next was it Taha. The next one is Brown. Whatever else we can see coming up, man.
So yeah, it's Taha coming on and immediately going after Kai Wagner. I was like, that's my boy. Last thing I wanted to touch on before we hit this break is the TIFO. Again, completely knocked out of the park.
All right, so put on Reddit. Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay. Coming from Reddit, from Hudson Street Hooligans on Brewstagram. Work.
That's not how that works, but
wait, how does that work?
It is subreddit The Massive. The user's name was Brewstagram in regards to the question of what it meant by hardest working team, spelled WERK.
So we're being told work in the context of drag refers to giving a strong, confident, and impactful performance, often with the focus on showcasing talent and charisma. It's a term popularized by the show RuPaul's Drag Race and is used to encourage or praise a drag performer's ability to work the room. It can also be used more broadly to describe someone putting in a lot of effort or doing something well, but in a drag context, it specifically relates to performance and presentation.
Yes.
All right.
And that is the spelling WERK that was on the TIFO Pride Month.
So
Martin,
now it all makes...
Go ahead. Why don't you hate on this?
No. This actually makes so much more sense to me now that you've read it to me, because when I saw it up there, I was like...
Yeah, I had no idea.
I had no idea what this was. I am a... Let's say...
Old man?
Late mid-40s kind of guy.
He's trying so hard.
That's not how that works.
His worth.
Not how that works.
And keep in mind, this is
you are on the dawn of 50. That's what that is.
No,
you're hip.
You're early 40s.
Your skibbity toilet bum bam.
Yes, I'm skibbity and wrists and everything. And I came up and I was like, it's cool, but I
you didn't get it.
Dude,
I didn't get it all.
Crewmen as drag queens was kind of awesome.
I thought that was fine.
So tight.
No, it was cool.
I
and all.
just
I was like,
didn't
that's nice.
Yeah, the
word
work. Yeah, I mean, and the frustrating thing, because I wasn't
miss the T.
I wasn't there, so like the bottom didn't get fanned out, and I thought it was hardest twerking team, and that also made me super pumped. And that's because you couldn't see the bottom the way it was on TV and stuff like that. I'm like, hardest twerking team is like also super tight. That being said, I do think what they did was amazing, and the the team took away all of that, right? Like the front office didn't even acknowledge any of the pride stuff, correct?
Oh, shocker.
Yeah. So it's the constant battle we've had with the front office where they're not acknowledging certain things, including this and including like, the Hispanic nights and stuff like that, getting rid of the DEI stuff. Like, come on,
they're making it
politics.
politics. They're making the politics very apparent, right?
The DEI stuff is MLS along with the crew,
but I'm pretty sure other teams.
We've seen a lot of stuff from other clubs and the stuff that's
Morgan actually
by Blue Sky.
Correct.
Have you seen it from other clubs, or have you seen it from other supporters groups?
No, clubs. But that being said, there was a huge. You're not wrong in saying that there was a huge wipeout of a lot of that stuff. Morgan actually put together a document that's phenomenal, and that's also on Reddit. I'll have to pull it up, but kind of just how they wiped it. We are doing a great job drinking in the bathroom, but also celebrating the people that need to be celebrated.
Yes.
As we should.
What's wrong with the front office? Because no. I'm sorry. That was way too open-ended. I didn't speak fast enough. What is wrong with the front office that they think that they want this crap taken away from us?
No.
We don't want it taken away. Give it to us. Let's celebrate Pride Month. Let's celebrate Hispanic Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, like whatever it may be.
Do the bare minimum.
We want this stuff.
I think there's a little bit. I don't want to hate on the front office too much because it's like the corporate thing.
Sure,
they're in the corporate thing, and they don't want to be the people. They might not represent what they really feel, right? Some of the people we know and people that are in the front office, we know they feel different ways than what necessarily they're putting through because it's the corporate thing.
Nothing
we all
personal.
kind of do this. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the corporate whitewashing of it is
that comes from the top down.
I know it does. But when you see this stuff, like it's not like we've never had it and they're not doing it. We're talking about Pride Month, which was celebrated with a jersey with multiple games gone, just kind of gone. And Hispanic Heritage Month, it's not that important anymore. Come on, guys. Like, we like celebrating these things.
I'm going to say to that, neat.
Fireworks.
Neat.
I want more fireworks.
I think that's neat. Buy them at supportersupply.co. All right, we got Crew 2 talk. We got the bird call when we get back. So we can take a quick break. We'll be right back.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends. This is your good pal, Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all Crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys, that's boys with a Z, at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
It's the Cappy Recap. Hey everyone, thanks for having me again. I have the Octonaut song stuck in my head, and that's why you got that beautiful rendition of it. Come with great news. The Crew 2 beat the Carolina Core, the Foxes, in the Adorable Creatures Cup because they both have cute mascots. And the game ended 1-0 with a goal by Chase Adams, who came in the second half. I do say, go and watch the goal. Go and see how he's able to finish the ball on a pass that was a little bit harder to settle in the box, but also how well Anthony Eliawe did to get the assist. I think that Eliawe has been improving more and more with every game. He's still very young, but he's definitely showing the potential that he has. The team itself, it looked good. It's looking more like a team that is now more able to stick to the plan and to the style that they want to play in. I think mostly because, for better or for worse, we have been playing with a similar starting 11 now for a while, and that has benefited us. And I say for worse because that also means that those first team players like Taha Brun and Cole Moroka and Tristan Brown and so forth have not been getting a lot of play time. I know that Taha played against Philly on Sunday night, and that's great for him. The last thing I wanted to say is that keep an eye out for Palacios. He played right center back. He's the Colombian center back who came this season. He is a tall guy. He's starting to look a lot like a Steven Moreira in that position, with quick movements despite his size and able to attack really well. He was man of the match for the game on Saturday. He looked amazing, especially defensively, but also moving the ball forward. So yeah, a guy to watch for sure, especially for all of us who like to watch good defensive performances. The Cappies are still not in the playoff zone, but if they keep playing this way, they might make a late run. Ironically, Carolina Core did that last year. They had a very bad start for the season and then made it to the playoffs after a good second half. So hopefully that happens to us. I think it's possible, and I am happy with the win. All right, thanks again, and go Crew.
All right, we are back. Thanks, Bird. Bird
Thanks,
call.
Bird.
Good win. I don't think at this point, I haven't listened to it. I know Bird sent me the breakdown here a couple hours ago. I haven't listened to it, but I think at this point we're out of the playoff picture and stuff like that. I really hope, we were talking off air before this, I really hope they don't sack Higuain and Josh. I don't even put it on them, just based on the fact that we took all of their players, like Rubalcaba and Taha and Tristan Brown. Like, we made like 3 other signings. I think Stas also, we got Stas too. So it's like,
I had a good point last week where it's kind of like, it's almost painful the fact that you take a player like Brown and he doesn't get minutes to play.
It's silly. I do think, again, optically watching him play for the senior team, he is young. He's a little raw, but he has something. Like, there is something there. That being said, Rubalcaba has been an absolute stud. So good job on that. I think at this point we have got the rundown.
Yeah, it's a rundown. We're coming to town. It's a rundown. Okay. What we're gonna do is a rundown. Down, rundown.
And it turns out we don't have the data. I think Mark actually pays for us.
Stuck in China.
Get us
God, it's horrible.
We made it to North Korea. No. I don't even know. We don't know how to get it. I think Mark actually pays for Strava, so he's able to see the total mileage. I know I ran about 20, so I'll say I won the club, although I got hurt. But looks like we're gonna have to skip that 40-minute segment.
Hey, let's just let's do it. Mars. There we go. Your name is out there. We said it. You happy?
Got there.
Yeah,
Mars.
Mars.
Yeah, Mars won.
Got 20.
Let's say it a couple of more times. Like
he probably had his watch on when he was on the train, like just
Mars. Yes,
clocking those miles.
I would say we're off to 144 miles. So keep it up. We're only missing about 1,650 miles.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. If it doesn't rain the rest of the week, we should be fine. We're back on it. I think it's going to start getting cooler, so we should be able to do it. Would be really interesting to see how many Tommy ran.
Tom.
Tommy.
By the way,
run.
Yeah.
So
Tommy
for the
walks.
listeners, we started late today because President forced me to run 5.5 miles,
Oh, boy.
and it's hot out there, guys. It's like somebody's hanging on your back, like giving you a warm hug the entire time, and it's not cool.
Yeah. I've been running just like a mile out and a mile back and then chugging water. So my mile time is like low, but I'm also like after 2 miles, like just chugging water and standing there and trying not to die. But hey, keep it up. Tell your friends. I told a bunch of people on Saturday when I was playing soccer down in Westerville, like, hey, they're like, somebody was like, oh, I run. And I was like, oh, dude, join that run club. It's free. It's simple. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's cool as crap.
And shout out to my neighbor Aaron, because I lived next to him for about 5+ years, and as we were going out running, he was coming home running with a buddy of his. I'd never seen him running before, and if you're listening, I'm proud of you.
He's not listening. You got to tell him. You got to tell
Looks
him.
like you got one person, because we are up to 110 members.
I will
Dude,
get him to join now that he's running. He's
people.
running. He will
Shout
join.
out Danny too. I think he was the one I was like, you got to join. He ended up leaving in the middle of the game, but that dude's a solid soccer player too. Let's 2 wins. Let's get into some predictions. Where do we sit at on our tables for the pod?
Just tables.
Well, interesting. You should mention that, because we all know that the other day we had a game against Atlanta, and actually 3 of us was predicting a 3-1 win. We were all saying, hey, and that was Haas, Trey, and myself.
His name is me.
Moi. Ben, you got 1 point in that game because you predicted a win, but only 2-1 because you want to copy the 2-1 but. And of course, Mars predicted 1-1, but we all know that Mars is sabotaging this so he can come to the home opener and respect you. But man, for the love of the game, come on, play it clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lo doesn't listen to the podcast. We can just lie to her and be like, oh, sorry, I lost. I got to go. But also, I'm kind of worried that if he starts doing well, I'm going to be the one that wears the Boston jersey and I break out into hives when I'm around. So,
I think that would be even greater. And he will come to watch it anyways.
100%.
So, and against Philly, we did not have anybody doing the 1-0 win. That was Mars's tactic last year. But of course, Haas predicted a win. Ben predicted a win. Myself predicted a win. And Mars predicted a win. So that leaves us at a situation where the 2-1 bot, how do we do the 2-1 bot this week, you ask? We will figure that out next. But 2-1 bot has 27 points. Haas is in the first place of human beings with 20 points. I am second with 17 points. Ben has 11 points. Mars is in the basement with 8 points. And also Trey has 16 points.
It's so awkward. Every time I listen to their
Third
back,
place.
I'm like,
Trey is like Everton.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're like,
At all.
like right there in the middle somewhere.
Nope.
Yep.
Brentford?
Yep, right there. Brentford.
Aston Villa? Well,
Yeah,
actually,
Brighton?
recently.
Somebody.
Nah, who knows? Well, I guess
Red Bulls.
it's not as tight in this table as it is in the actual tables. So we have Seattle on Sunday.
I like how you said that. Seattle, like in the ocean and sea.
All right. So Seattle, as we all know, is coming off of the Club World Cup where they got stomped a bunch. To be fair, they were kind of in the group of death with PSG, who just ran the train that Mars was riding in on Miami for nothing. They lost 2-0 to them. They lost to Atletico Madrid, who is another team that like they should not be competing against. 3-1, and then they lost against I believe it was Botafogo, who is one of the best
2-1
Brazilian teams. Yeah, 2-1. So while it doesn't look great because they lost all three.
Wait. Don't forget, let's give them credit. They beat Austin 2-0. Most recently.
Yeah. So good on them.
Good on
them. And they
Most
currently sit
boring team in America.
Yeah, true. So they're sitting on 29 points, which is good for 5th in the West. And they're on a win-win, loss, and then win against us. So it's going to be at Seattle.
Oh God, turf.
Yep.
And again, I think it's going to be a win as long as nobody gets hurt. Let's get into it. I got Haas's and Mars's predictions. So are we ready to predict?
All right, let's talk about D's.
I don't know. I thought
you got to think about that.
I'm already sweating.
Man, I don't even know. Like,
buckle up, Buttercup.
My tongue is sweating.
I'm not good at doing things.
You're dumb.
All right, we got them in. It is looking good for us. So even though they have been playing decent, let's start with. Normally we start with me. I said 2-2 Electric Columbus Crew in your booger hole. Oh crap! I wrote it. I don't know how to read it. I think we're gonna tie. Mort says Morris trips on his lips and gets a penalty. However, Rossi get one and Gaz to win it for a win. And the visitors, Seattle 1, Columbus Crew 2. So you're basically 2-1 bot.
Yeah, I took it straight out 2-1 bots.
Come on, Mort.
Yep.
Can't you be a little bit original?
Yeah,
can't you be a little more original?
Yeah, Trey says also 1-2, giving them the old needle at home. So true 1 bot strikes again. Mars going for something way different. Goes 1-2 Crew. He says, I'm on a train, you idiots.
True.
Take it easy. Take it easy, Mars. And then Haas going with his famed Wednesday right predict up top. 1-3. My predict only bends this far. You idiots. So it looks like everybody's going for a win, giving them 1 goal, us mostly 2 goals. I'm the only person that's going for a tie?
Everybody else can 2-1. Or
wild.
Except for Haas.
Wild.
Haas went 3-1.
I don't know, man. Traveling all the way to Washington, playing on a Sunday. They're not playing bad. Ferreira seems like he's coming good, which is that's another player I kind of wish the Crew had was Jesus. I think he would absolutely ball in this system. And they're also playing, they're 1 game behind. So with a win, they're about where we're at. And like I said before, we're on turf. So I guess, honestly, I think no injuries would be the best case scenario.
I do have the 2-1 bots predictions.
Oh, how about we hit it with the predicts?
Columbus Crew will beat Seattle 2-1 because Midwest grit beats flannel fashion.
Wow.
Cucho Hernandez will score early, which is big surprise. Gliding past Seattle's defense like a snowplow on I-71, efficient, quiet, and absolutely unstoppable. Jordan Morris will equalize, but only after a brief identity crisis about gentrification and cold brew. Then in the 83rd minute, Darlington Nagbe will bury the winner so smooth it will make oat milk cry. Seattle's defense will fall apart and be mildly shamed by Crew fans holding up signs like, nice slider, bro. Want to play some soccer now? Final score, Crew 2, Sounders 1. Moral of the story, never underestimate the team powered by pierogies, passive aggression, and hard hats.
God. 2-1 bot. That's a lot of Seattle shade. Yeah, you really went after Seattle.
I feel like my 2-1 bot is much more like optimistic and full of life.
I don't know, man. 2-1 bot being a robot, being a bot. I mean, he's definitely going after Silicon Valley. That's just kind of the breaks, right?
No, slide it, bro.
Yeah, nice latte, bro. That's going to be a weird tattoo that I get. Nice latte, bro. Well, I guess we will see come Sunday. And for all those watching, we have Wednesday United States men's national team. You know Arsenal's going to be starting. That's on Wednesday. I don't have the time off the top of my head, but we play Guatemala. Again, would have been nice to see Hagen on the field too for Guatemala, but he is out injured. Maybe he might be back. And shout out to their goalkeeper, man. He played phenomenal against Canada. But I guess until then, on Sunday, the Lord's Day, we say, I love crew.
Go. Go.
Hey, Tampa.
It's good time. Morton, come back.
Thanks, everyone, for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off-season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew!
Hostage disliked I hosted.
Sucker.